Hey, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in to another What's in the Box product review. As you can see in the thumbnail, I'm reviewing this Gosen bike. This is, I don't know, this is probably like the 7th time I tried filming this. I had a lot of interruptions and noise and all this type of stuff and equipment failure, so I'm trying to knock this out real quick. This is a Gosen e-bike. This model is the Q5 Plus. So the maker of this bike is either Gosen or it's Gosen. Now, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but I'll leave the website below, of course. Basically, the people that I've been talking to, I bought this off of Amazon. So the people that I've been talking to has the email or the name saying Gosen bike. But either way, a little backstory. I've been looking at e-bikes for a few years now, but I've always been too heavy. And I've seen some for very, very heavy riders, but you know, they didn't really look like the kind of bike that I want to ride. But regardless, I had weight loss surgery. I got within a pretty good weight range. So I'll tell you about that in a second as far as what the bike can handle and what my weight is right now. But I seen a guy in my neighborhood riding this actual bike, and I talked to him. I stopped him and talked to him, and he gave me some information. So I looked it up, and then of course I got it offline. This bike comes in green, black, and gray. The price $1,112.39, and that's with a 1-year warranty. That's on Amazon. So the price on their website, I'll put that on there now. Okay. The frame is 60/61 aluminum. The folding size is 37.7 by 32.6 by 22. So it's roughly half the size of what it is right now, and I'll put those dimensions up on the screen right now as well. The motor is a 750 watt continuous motor. It's a 48 volt battery, which the battery is in that frame right where it says Gosen. This is the range per charge. So when you have a full charge, you should get about 35 to 55 miles. Now, that depends on a couple different factors. That depends on if you go on full throttle, pedal assist 1, 2, 3, or 5, or if you are helping the bike along by pedaling with, of course, the pedal assist. So hopefully I'll get a chance to show you how some of those features work. Now, their range test was a real world range test with a 180-pound payload. So that either the person that rode the bike was 180 pounds or whatever the case may be. They said it was on flat ground and the tires was at 30 psi. So as far as how I got my tires at 21.5. So they're not as hard as they can be, they're not as soft as they can be, but it's good enough to get going to where I feel comfortable. All right. This is a class 2/class 3 e-bike. The payload on the bike is 330 pounds, and the rack itself, which is included, can hold 80 pounds. So if I'm not sure if that's 330 pounds for the bike and an additional 80, or is this all together? Okay. The bike weight itself, this is what I was this is one of the things I was impressed by. It's 55.1 pounds. Now, my brother just got an e-bike around the same time, and his bike, I believe, maybe somewhere around like 70-ish pounds. Okay, so the rider height that it supports is anyone from 5'4" to 6'4". All right, it has Shimano 7-speed gear. It has 20x4 CST fat tires. It has, they claim that it's upgraded mechanical brakes, but they are mechanical brakes. We have an LCD screen, which is, it's not color necessarily. I think it's like maybe one color. I have to check. 48 volt headlight, right? you have a tail and brake light. So it comes on when you turn on the light, and when you squeeze the brakes, that works as well. And you have a full suspension seat, and you have a thumb throttle. Now, the issue with that I've had so far with the bike has been the seat. So as you can see right here, this is the suspension part of it. This boot should be down. This is like a dust cover boot. I'm not sure how much is going to affect the integrity of the spring going forward, riding and getting some dust in it. I have been back and forth in contact with someone from customer service. Customer service is excellent. I've been back and forth. They haven't missed a beat as far as answering anything. They're supposed to be getting in contact with me. They asked me to send them a picture or video of the boot cover, but that's how it came out of the box. So, you know, things happen. I'm not, you know, upset about that. The other thing was this universal saddle mechanism. I was having problems after I tightened. This is not the original one. I went to a local bike shop and replaced that. The problem was is when I was riding the bike, the back was pitching, the seat was pitching back, so I had to move this forward. Once I moved this rail forward, because this slides back and forth, I tightened it back down and the threads popped. So basically what I had to do was replace it. Like I said, I replaced that yesterday. So far it seems to be holding on just fine. But yeah, when it comes to folding the bike, part of it is being able to push your pedal in and then fold that up. This is basically the kickstand that it'll rest on once it's folded up. Okay, you have your actual kickstand. The good thing about this is that when your pedals go back, they'll never hit your kickstand while it's down. The wires are nice and tucked in and wrapped, as you can see. But here's your rack. Like I said, you got your covers right here, your tail light. There is the gearing. Now what comes in the box is the bike itself. It's folded. The handlebars are down. You have to put this part of the handlebars in the neck. There's a groove. I like the fact that there's a groove, so you can't mess up the alignment right there. But you have to put this in there and secure it in there, and then that's that. These will be on a zip tie up here. Your reflectors, you get a bag of tools that is in a nice little bag, but you get everything that you need in here. The Allen keys, all that type of stuff, you get that all in there. You know, I like that handle right there, so when you fold in it, you have something else to grab onto. You have to put your pedals on, so your pedals come in, they're marked left and right as well. And then you get some manuals and some extra zip ties, okay? And really that's it. You're really just ready to go. Now the bike does come charged just a little bit, but for the most part you should be able to get going, you know, riding your bike right away. But you know, I suggest charging it up. But you got these knobby fat tires, all right? You got your headlamp right here, like I was saying before, your headlight. All right, it's not that bright, but it does the job. I guess when it comes to being seen, you know, it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. All right. You have your locking suspension right here, and then you can adjust the tension. Let me see if I can get it going down a little bit. And then of course you can lock it and it won't go anywhere. That's more for like when you're doing rough terrain like rocks and all that type of stuff, you know, when you're, you know, going bashing with it. But I'm not going to be doing any of that stuff. But I'm trying to get into bike riding for the simple fact that, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I had weight loss surgery. Right now I'm 375. Okay, so I'm outside the range of the weight limit. But to tell you the God honest truth, they rate these things under what they can actually take. And I want to point this out to you real quick too, is that this is the charge port if you want to charge the bike inside the battery inside the bike. All right, and it's nice that it got this little silicone plug on there so no water gets in there. But like I said, the battery's right in here. If you want to take out the battery and charge it, you will just, and this is another feature that I like too, this kind of double hinge lock, but click that in and then that snaps in there. But yes, I want to get into bike riding for my health. Like I said, when I started looking at the bikes, I think I was like 500 pounds. I got down to 454 when I had my weight loss surgery weight, and then I just been looking at them, and like I said, just waiting for opportunities. I went to a local bike store and I rode a e-bike. It was a step through. Now, if I wanted to do this all over again, I will get their step through model. But this isn't bad. I think as I lose weight and everything, I'll regain some more flexibility and be able to get on there and get off a little bit better, but it's not a big deal, okay? This bike can reach up to 28 miles an hour. And you would think, well, okay, well, if you weigh that much, especially over the weight limit, there's no way it's going to reach up to 28 miles an hour. Well, that's not true, okay? When I rode the other bike, I honestly thought, when they told me that it went up to 25 miles an hour, that there's no way I was going to reach that. So not only did it reach it, it reached it with no problem whatsoever. So with all that aside, I'll go through the pedal assist with you and some of the things that I'm going to change and adjust and so on and so forth, and speak on that. Oh yeah, that's what else comes in the box: the battery charger, manuals, zip ties, and the tools that you'll need to get going. Okay, if you hold the thumb throttle down for about 3 to 5 seconds, it would engage in cruise control, whatever speed you have it at. And then the way that you disengage it is by squeezing the brakes. But that's how you disengage it. But that's something that surprised me. I was totally surprised by that. But I love the color scheme. I love the way it rides. It's hella fast. But I'm not going to try to waste any more time. So you got to turn on the key to turn on the bike. So afterwards, I'm going to give my final thoughts, pros, cons, so on and so forth, and maybe some features that I would love to see designed on the next one, or whatever case may be. But let me get on this bike and try to go through some of the features and show you what it can do. All right, I do not have much time to try to film this. I'm losing daylight, and it seems like my battery's like 0.5%. Thought I filmed this earlier with the introduction and everything, but I'm gonna pedal this bike at the airport, flattest ground I can find. Let's get into it because my battery's dying. So this is just me pedaling, no power. It is very, very easy to pedal. So there's no problem with that whatsoever. So that's this. Go to pedal assist 1. Takes about a rotation and a half to get up to have the motor kick in. You can see right there I'm at about 13, 14 miles an hour. I'm not even pushing it. Gearing is at 7. So now I'm going to go to 2. Easily, you can see I can hit about 17 miles an hour. I'm going to go to 3. It's almost too fast for me to pedal along. See, I hit 20, 21. Now I'm not really pedaling at all. My legs is moving, but the motor's really doing most of it. You see I'm at 23. Pedal assist 5, still barely pedaling. You see I hit almost 25 miles an hour. There you go. And this is going to be throttle only, so you can see that I'm at 0, and here's the throttle. Acceleration is pretty nice. And it's at 13, 6, 7, and right now I'm on cruise control. Alright, let's get it. No pedaling, just pedal assist, or just throttle only. Pretty much 17 on pedal assist, on 2 on throttle, on pedal assist 2 on throttle. Alright, now we're going to go to 3, and here we go. Alright, hopefully my battery's running out. That's okay, so now we're going to do 4 and 5. Here we go. Try to hurry up and get this before this battery dies. See if we can get that 25 miles an hour. There it is. I'm on Cruz. All right. So my final thoughts about the Gosen Q5 Plus bike. A pro for this bike obviously is the folding features. You can fold it in half and then fold it by the handlebars. And I was able to take this bike, actually put it in my Toyota Sienna 2016. I only folded down one of the back seats. Was able to fold down the neck, put the bike in, and then my brother took his bike and folded it all the way down and put his right next to mine, and it fit just fine. So the folding feature is definitely a plus in that regards. Another pro is the weight. Like I said earlier, my brother bike is surprisingly a smaller, thinner frame. Everything else is the same height. The seat and the wheels are the same and all that type of stuff, and the handlebars, but his frame is actually smaller, if you can see in the picture. But his bike weigh about 6 pounds more, or about 16 pounds more. So that was a surprise there. So like I said, plus is the weight of this bike, the power and the speed of this bike. My brother bike goes 20 miles an hour. This one gets up to about 28 when you tweak some settings. But yeah, this is plenty powerful. His is a 500-watt motor, and mine is a 750-watt motor. Yeah, the power in this is nice and smooth. It's more than powerful. I was able to go up a pretty large, basically a catwalk to get over the railroad and see part of Onondaga Lake, which is pretty high. I mean, to be over some train tracks, the bridge will have to be pretty high in the first place. But it was a pretty long bridge, and it went up pretty high, and this got up there no problem. I think most of the bridge I was in pedal assist 1, and my gearing down to 1 and 2. And then just to catch up to my brother, I think I put it in pedal assist 2 and was able to fly right past him. But then the number one pro for me, this got cruise control, which was a surprise for me, but very nice to have. It's not like I was struggling holding down the throttle or anything like that, but the cruise control was a plus for me. So you hold that down for like 4 or 5 seconds, and then as far as the cons go, there's not many. Now, take away the seat issue with the boot and the universal saddle clamp. Take that away. I'm just talking purely about the actual seat. I'm a big guy. That seat is comfortable enough, but it's not made for bigger riders. The seat that my brother actually has on his is really, really comfortable. So it's a really big, wide seat from Schwinn. And that was super, 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 super comfortable. I would rather switch out to that seat. But yeah, that seat is comfortable enough. But after about like 20 minutes of riding, you start to feel it a little bit. And then anything after that, it's probably like every I'll say about like after half an hour, 45 minutes of riding out, I had to kind of adjust myself here and there. But I will go with a bigger seat. The brightness of the light, I would love it to be brighter. I didn't think it was that bright in the first place, but yeah, I would like it to be a little bit brighter. So that was and that's really just nitpicking right now. The bell is a con for me. I mean, honestly, I've seen tricycles with, and I mean like little kids tricycles with better bells than that. I mean, that's what it reminds me of. I would like to see a better bell on something like that. Like my brother's bike actually got a horn on it. The key placement I did not like as well. It's inconvenient. I would love to see it on top or on the side. You kind of forget that your keys is there. Even though I'm new to having an e-bike, I'm pretty sure avid riders would not forget their key. But I do forget to turn it off at times. But I would love to see the key somewhere more visible, because it is a struggle trying to go up underneath, trying to figure out where the key goes and stuff like that when you do take it out. But the key placement, I would rather it be someplace else. And the pedals on the bike, I wear a size 13 6X wide. My feet fit on there, but maybe half of my feet. With my brother, he wears a size 16 shoe. Same thing. I can see his feet hanging off of it. I would love to see some bigger pedals on there. Honestly, that's it. It's really nothing other than that. This is a wonderful, wonderful bike. Nice and fast and powerful. Very, very, very easy to ride without what you call it, without the power. Very, very nice and easy to ride. But yeah, that's really all I got to say about this bike. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. All the links will be down below. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you. I appreciate it.